revenue share brokerage.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm Justin Graham. I was the former state broker of Indiana. I opened Indiana about 3 years ago next month. So I'm going on 3 years at Epique. In the past, I have always been intrigued by revenue share because you see and hear all these stories about people at other brokerages. And I tried it, and I just really didn't get, I don't know, I guess I really didn't get fired up. I really didn't know, how to share it, but I feel like deep down inside, I really wasn't believing in what I was selling, I guess, if I can put it into words. So when I met Josh, Chris, and Janice and discovered, we're all realtors, we all deal with the overhead, we all deal with the costs of doing business. And when I learned about the solution they had to those issues and those problems for agents, it really got me to the core and basically made me want to immediately switch brokerages and pick up a megaphone and tell as many people about Epique as possible. I'm no marketing wizard, I'm no social media genius, but what I am is loud. And what I can do is talk about something that I'm passionate about, and that's Epique Realty. Sitting up here, it's because of many of you out there and trying to support and elevate and help you all share that same message. I know I could keep talking, I gotta shut up. But the fact that I just wanted to tell as many people as possible, and you'd be surprised what kind of momentum that can create.
Numbers, Justin, you did a Facebook post about this. So talk a little bit about that. That would be my
question, Justin.
Back to numbers?
Back to numbers.
Okay, so at a previous brokerage, I had 9 people in my revenue share group. Here at Epique, every month I make the equivalent to having 15 paid for free and clear rental homes. So I was always an investor in real estate looking for flips and rentals, and this has been a way for me to create like some massive passive income. And I much more enjoy talking to and sharing this passion with agents and going out and checking on rentals and replacing air conditioners and things like that. So that it's obviously life-changing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, Justin. Doug.
I mean, he shared everything but his boots. You guys see his boots?
Oh, yeah, the boots.
Look at those things. Look at that, guys.
I was trying to outdo Katie.
Well, you might have got her.
They don't have lights on them. That's what's missing, though, right, Oklahoma?
Hey guys, been in the industry for like 28 years. Used to be a director of development for Remax, and was at the former brokerage and had about five people in my organization, which is hilarious. Now we're like about 275. Definitely life changing. There's no doubt about that. I guess my split for last year would be like 51% rev share and 49% commissions, which is crazy. But obviously everybody knows, right? 35-year low for something or transactions. So, so taking that into regard, but amazing opportunity. We're in the right spot. Love Josh, Janice, and Chris for putting this together. Just happy to be here.
So, when you talk about the production side of it, this is, I think, a good point to make, is that we often hear or meet agents that are on 100% commissions, right? And usually when I hear that, my first response is, that's it? Only 100%? Right? Because, I think every single one of you, maybe the exception of Jay and myself, are probably, not as focused or not doing any production. So that means, as productive as this group is up here, you guys are not only capping, right? Some of you are power agents. That means you're getting your caps back, right? You're getting equity shares on top of that. So your effective commission splits are probably, 120, 140, 150%, 200% or more. I would imagine.
100%. And I think it's hilarious when you have conversations with agents and they're like, well, here's my cap, here's this, here's that. I'm like, well, I'm going to have a cap, but I don't really have a cap, right? We're positive 6 digits for Epique, right? So do I pay them or do they pay me?
Awesome. Jessica Smith.
Yes, hi, I'm Jess Smith in Austin, and the same thing, when agents are like, well, I'm at a 90-10 now, I don't know about 85-15, and when I crunched the numbers to prepare for this, I was like, man, Epique basically pays me my annual cap back every single month in rev share, and I am one of the most introverted people I know, and so when I used to see people on stage at my previous brokerage, I was like, that's cool for them, but they've been there for years, they're not like me, I didn't ever think that I could do it. And this model and how everything's open and how simple it is a game changer. I have 7 people on my level 1. That's it. And we can collaborate and do it together. It's just so much more fun. I don't think I ever unlocked my level 2 at a previous brokerage, so them all being open is a game changer. And yeah, I calculated the commission. It's 166%
Wow.
of what I know. It's crazy. I was like, is this wrong? Did they pay me wrong? Do I need to call and send it back? No, but it's been totally life-changing.
Awesome.
You are
Love
on
it.
stage.
Natalie.
So Natalie Graham, Mississippi State broker for Epique Realty as well. So I will say that Epique has been life-changing. And what do I mean by life-changing? The revenue share alone has opened up so many possibilities and income streams that I never really thought was possible. When I was at my former company, I was sitting at about 50 agents, and now my husband and I, my better half Josh is in the audience, we're close to about 500 agents in Epique Realty. And we have 200x our income just in revenue share.
Wow.
And that speaks volumes when we look at, we're math people, and so obviously we ran the numbers and it made sense. But you have to think about this as an agent. For every agent here, every agent that is watching as well. In traditional real estate models, you're chasing that next transaction. And so that's one of the things that I thought about coming from where I was before joining Epique Realty, is I didn't want to just be complacent in chasing that next transaction. I wanted to build a passive income. And how can you do that? Through so many opportunities with Epique Realty. So you're not gatekeeping here, because you can unlock all of those levels so easily. And it's obtainable. It's an equal playing ground for everyone. And it's been phenomenal. And I'll never forget, I'm actually looking at Lee and Amy Garland out in the audience right now. I made a call. Yeah, in the hand. I made a call because I really valued his opinion and his perspective. And I was comfortable, I use that word, I was very comfortable at my former company, not really looking for a change, but once I saw Epique, I could not unsee the model. And I remember calling Lee and I said, Lee, I need you to look at this for me, because from everything I can tell, it looks legit, but it almost seems too good to be true. And I will tell you that it's not too good to be true, because we have been here and we've experienced all of these wonderful benefits. Our owners are phenomenal, Josh, Janice, and Chris. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all give them a hand. And just the community here is what sets us apart. We have something very special here at Epique Realty, and that is just that's why we're all here, right? And once you get in and once you experience that, and even for the people who are out there watching the live stream right now, if you're not here yet, we're waiting to welcome you.
Okay. Lee Garland, I mean, you guys literally have a spotlight on you. I don't know how that happened, but well deserved. I can see it from here.
That was not by accident. You know who set that up.
Awesome, thank you. Jay, first of all, Jay, pull up your pant leg there a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen these?
Here we are.
Epique socks. Epique.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
so my name is Jay No. I used to be the first California managing broker, then went on to participate in multiple other leadership positions. Most recently, I get to serve on the Broker Success team with some amazing people, Vicky, Katie, Chuck, Tony, some amazing folks here helping us to make sure that everything runs quietly, smoothly behind scene. And of course, big kudos to Mr. Chris Miller for putting the team together. Thank you. I'm going to go back to what Natalie just said. She said something about just creating synergy, right? The way that our revenue share is structured, it creates an easy workflow for 5 levels. But it's not just the fact that it has 5 levels. It's 5 level unlocked, and it allows for everybody to truly collaborate at a much deeper level than normally at anywhere else. And I think that's the key to why Epique has the culture it has. Now, beyond that, I think, what Justin is talking about, it's also just as important, which is if you are going to do this right, it has to be something that you are passionate about, something that you believe in, and something you're comfortable speaking on proudly. And that's really a big part of what I felt that has helped me to get here. Now, getting to the number, I thought about that. And Sam, you said that, the two of us, we don't produce, right? One of the questions that Sam asked me before this today, he was asking, hey, listen, let's run some numbers. Let's look at what it looks like from a standpoint of production. Now, I'm currently not in production. So much of what I do is among what we are doing with our agents right now. However, I shared something about a week ago, and I just thought about it right now. That number, for a guy who doesn't do any transaction at all, somehow I have 9,000 plus transactions under my belt, amounting for $2.8 billion. Huge number. That's leverage. That's leverage. That was just in 2025. We're not even counting the first couple months here. So if I were to apply the math, what percentage that would be? Literally 2.8 billion X. That's huge.
It is huge. I think, you brought up a couple other good points from some of the other panelists. Natalie, you mentioned It's Just Math. We ran out of time, otherwise I was going to have you guys all wear a shirt, It's Just Math. We'll make sure to get some of those available in the next merch store. Because that is it. I mean, right, this real estate it's just numbers. In fact, if you guys are running the numbers for your business, when you're running the numbers for exploring, different options or revenue share models out there, much like all of you, I did some of the math myself because I had, I just like all of you and everybody in this crowd, there's people that call me to try to recruit me to their brokerage. And I remember one specifically, I think I shared on one of our other little mastermind calls we had. I ran these numbers against another real estate brokerage, and it would be costing me, I ran my specific numbers versus also the maximum I could earn at a specific brokerage and versus what maximum I could earn here with Epique. I would be leaving behind about $2 million a year if I was at that other brokerage. So that's how big of a difference it can be. But that said, it's not easy all the time though, is it? Right? So I think everybody up here has been here for, again, about 3 years now, or coming up on your 3-year anniversary. I think one of the next questions that we want to really kind of wrap with is, I know some of you touched a little bit about this, is the positive effect for yourselves personally and for your families. Justin, we'll start back with you and come back.
Yeah, so, and one thing I want to just real quick, like you said, at another brokerage, I would be missing out on 68% of the revenue share because, again, like Jess, I only have a handful in my front level, but they're amazing. Katie, Kathy, Crystal, Mike, Doug, yeah. The number 1 or number 2 agent in Michigan.
Number one.
Up for debate. Sam, I will say this, it takes a lot off of chasing the deals, chasing the listing appointments, showing homes every night, all weekend, because I want to go to swim meets. And I want to take Ross to school, and
we were joking about that right now behind stage, right? Is that why isn't Sarah here? You got your hands full. She's got her hands full, I should say, this week while you're away. But effectively, right? I mean, Ross is setting himself, or you're helping set Ross up for life, because this is generational wealth that's being created here. Not only because of the equity opportunity in front of us, but the monthly revenue share that's paid in perpetuity for life and beyond. This is why we call it generational wealth.
Yeah. I really think about, I've never attended a realtor's retirement party. And I think we close homes to try to invest in other things. And, Epique gives us the perfect platform to be loud, to be excited, and to naturally attract and build. Because like I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And then once you get the synergy going with the amazing people that you're doing business with, it's just the perfect mix for success. But yes, it has taken a lot off of our worries and is really setting us up for long-term wealth.
I think you hit it there. The collaboration, Natalie, you touched on that as well. But I mean, Doug, you're another good example of that. I mean, Doug, Justin, Mike, Vicky, right? You guys are all collectively, you guys are getting together, doing lunch and learns in life, Zoom presentations, right? I mean, you guys are very consistent with that too. So.
Yeah, guys, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, good old Epique Explained. So it's for everybody. It's not for us. It's not for her, for him. It's for everybody. So I just want to point out something really quick. Who's happy that Justin has a shirt on today? Because if you guys have seen his, Facebook. Oh, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so guys, it's culture, right, guys? Everybody hears culture. Every person, every agent you're talking to, they're at their brokerage because they love the culture. They don't know culture until they get here, right? Everyone knows that, we throw an occasional party or so. We had a really great party at leadership. Mike and I, we were sitting there and Justin, we look around the entire room. There was like 90 people packed in 700 square feet, and only 15 of them were in our actual revenue share, in our revenue share organization. Everybody else was from outside of it. That doesn't happen anywhere else, right? Like it only happens here at Epique, and it's an amazing thing to talk about, and I love it. I love the death. But what the hell was the first question? What was the question?
Second question.
Second question.
So this second and final question is more about the positive effect it's had for you personally and for your family.
Yeah, I mean that's when I talked about 51%. I mean when half of your revenue share ends up becoming passive income, you can play a lot of golf, for example, maybe 70 or 80 rounds. My wife plays, not me, but So I mean, it is 100%, you guys. I mean, when you have something, for the first time since I was at General Motors in corporate design, which sounds cool, but it's really boring. But since I was there, where that money comes in consistently, where you can set it on auto pay and you can just have your bills taken automatically. I haven't had auto pay on anything until Epique, which sounds really like goofy. But I mean, the reality is that's amazing, right? The 15th, I'm super happy. I'm happy every day. I'm like a 4-year-old waking up for Christmas. But on the 15th, like to have all your bills come out on the 16th, you don't have to worry about it, you guys. Like just talk to a few people. 10 people makes your car payment. 20 people, 30 people might make your house payment. So it's freaking amazing.
Money freedom and time freedom, right? And they both go hand in hand. 'Cause how many of us know people with a lot of money, but with no time to go out and have fun and spend it and enjoy it? Or the opposite, right? We know there's a lot of broke people out there too with tons of time on their hand. And I don't, right?
Or you can make a lot of money and still be broke.
That's true. That is true.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's,
Perfect.
My mom's watching right now. She's like, oh my God, Douglas.
Jess?
Yeah, this is the most fun money I've ever made. Those emails do not ever get old of the little emoji. I'm just so grateful every single time, whether it's, $15 for lunch or $1,000. Like, this is so cool.
Selling?
I know, right? But honestly, this past couple of years has been a challenge in the Austin area. Transactions are down. My husband was laid off for about 6 months, and so the healthcare and vision and dental for the kids were amazing. And the rev share paid our bills. I mean, we might have had to dip into some debt or, get a side hustle or something like that. So rev share paid most of my bills, and it literally saved me these past couple of years. So I'm so grateful. It's been life-changing.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, we haven't even done the math on that, right? Josh talked about the savings, and just like that for whether it's, healthcare, dental, these other benefits that we have, the car washes. If we add all those up, I mean, these numbers become even more astronomical. So that's awesome to hear. Natalie.
So the revenue share, obviously it's been a game changer, but let's talk about the healthcare too. And that's one of our most favorite benefits, is because since we have joined Epique, we've saved over $15,000 as a family.
Wow.
And you're allowed to put so many dependents in your household on that free health care that Epique provides to us as agents. So there's 3 levels to that. As most of you know here, mental health, urgent care, and your primary care doctor through there, and also free prescriptions as well. But on the side note of that, so how has it impacted our lives? Just flashing back to 2024, there was a time that our daughter was really sick, and it hit us out of nowhere. She was diagnosed at the time with a upper respiratory infection that attacked her body very quickly. And I was not thinking about selling a house at that time. I was thinking about being a mom and being present for my daughter. So all in a 12-hour time span from the time I took her into her pediatrician, he looked at me and he said, we need you to get to the hospital now. And I knew something was wrong with having, growing up in and out of hospitals and all of that. So we get to the hospital, and about 15 minutes later, they're rushing her up to the pediatric floor. And 4 hours had passed, and the doctor comes in and he said, "We've done all we can do here." He said, "We're gonna have to get her quickly to the Children's Hospital at the University in Jackson, Mississippi." And so, as you can imagine, as a mom, I'm panicking, like, what's going on? What's going to happen with my daughter? And they had put her on a max amount of oxygen that they could possibly do. 4 liters is all they were equipped to do there. By the time we got to Jackson, she was on 19 liters of oxygen. She was put in the pediatric intensive care unit for 4 days. She had an incredible medical care team there. But what revenue share allowed for our family at the time was to not worry about having to go out there and be involved in selling homes and real estate. We had people in place that could take over those transactions for us. We had a team, we had a support. Revenue share provided that income in place. It paid our bills during that time. And I also want to touch on our wonderful owners. How they found out, I don't know, but they found out that our daughter was going through all these things. And when we got home, they had care packages arriving at our home for our daughters, and just, telling us how thankful they were that she was okay. And so I'm trying not to tear up, but they were just phenomenal. And so my whole point is, how that has changed is we are more than just a national large-scale brokerage. We are a family of people who care about each other, and our owners were very present during that time and so supportive. So that's how it's personally impacted us and our family. And I know so many other agents that are here. We have quite a few agents that came with us, and the stories that we get all the time we are just so thankful to be here at Epique. So, yeah.
It can be hard at times, right? We know that life can be hard at times, and putting stress on the everyday life already. I know that you guys have heard the story too of me being laid up in the hospital bed too. Same thing where I didn't have to worry about rushing back to a job. Or if I was selling real estate, right? If I was selling real estate, how much further behind the 8 ball I'd be at that point, trying to get back to an office to go sell some real estate to make some income at that point. So it is life changing. And by the way, that life changing, it's not life changing in every other brokerage, because some brokerages, there are some models out there that you have to pay your entire cap in before you even see a penny of revenue share. How can that affect positively an agent's life? What if you're a single mother and you need that extra $300, $500, $1,000 a month in revenue share, but instead it was taken away from you, it wasn't given to you at all. In fact, it was dangled in front of you like a carrot and then pulled back and put toward your cap because you didn't sell real estate or enough real estate. That's not life-changing. That's a negative effect right there. So I think we see that, right, as we look, right, we're very familiar with all the other real estate companies out there. And today there's, I think, last I counted, probably over a couple dozen different revenue share style companies now. But I love that not only is ours the most uncomplicated rev share, our founders literally called it the most uncomplicated rev share program because it is. It's simple to understand, simple to explain. And because of that, we spend every single week doing a live presentation as well, or the Wednesday call after the Power Wednesdays, trying to help you guys, right, to understand and better be able to speak to others about this. So you can have a positive effect on changing other agents' lives, including your own. So with that, Jay, we'll wrap up here with you.
First of all, her response, that was powerful. That's signifying today's at all and what this can do for you.
You follow that story so good.
Yeah, I'm like, game over. All right, let's just call it a wrap. We're done.
Natalie wins.
First of all, I love what you shared about the founders, Josh, Chance, and Chris. What you guys may not know, that story, it's actually very common. And I get to hear that over and over and over from so many agents all across the US. It's stuff like that that make me specifically want to be here. So thank you, Josh, Chance, and Chris.
It reminds me it reminds me of being, if you've ever been a guest at the Ritz-Carlton, or if you shop at Nordstrom, right? That level of service is different, right? Being called by your name, right? They know who you are, what you like. If you're at the Ritz-Carlton, they know what you like to drink. The service is phenomenal. And I agree. I think, Natalie, as you said, that's exactly what I was thinking of, is the service from Chris, Josh, and Janice all the way down is exactly that. So if you haven't yet experienced it, you're right. You will at some point.
So for me, looking at this whole rev share thing, I've been very fortunate in my career to be able to do things that I've done. Been very blessed, had opportunity after opportunity. But I think this is one of the biggest opportunities here, being able to do this among so many amazing people here at Epique Realty. And this is, I want to be very careful on how I say this, because obviously when you work so hard, sometimes it looks like it's luck, and it's not always luck, all right? You work for this. So many people, and I can list a gigantic name of people here in this room who have worked in many cases behind scenes very quietly, and you won't even know that things are being done. But yet the things are being done, progress is being made. And to be able to work among those people, it's amazing. So for me specifically, what RevShare have done, it actually, now many of you guys have always asked me, I get this question a lot, Jay, why are you so happy? What is there not to be happy about when I get the opportunity
To work with me.
some days?
What a blessing.
Here's the thing though, the most amazing thing is that I get the peace of mind to be able to focus on helping other people here. Every single agent, I literally spend hours of my day getting their helping. That's really my passion, and that really is the most amazing part of what I get to do, is that I don't have to think about the money part. I think about how do I help Katie with this situation, or Jessica, or Sarah, or Michael, whoever it is today. I get to do that every single day. How can you not be smiling? So for me, that was the most important thing. That's for sure right now the most focused thing for me as well.
Sam, it's like the Oscars. They're holding up the Time's Up sign over here.
I didn't see that. I just got it.
Just tell them I can't see it.
I knew Jay was going to talk to her. I knew it.
No, I love it. Well, I thank you guys for taking so much time to share your stories and a little bit about, what the power and the effect of revenue share, passive income has done for you and your families. So with that, I appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys.